Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle, and today it's been 3 months already, and I'm doing a Empties. I think they call it deep panning or something like that. I'm not sure, but I've always called it Empties. And so these are everything that I used up in the past 3 months. I'm going to be doing, this will be my second video, and I will do 2 more for the remainder of the year. So the first thing, with no rhyme or reason, guys, is the Honey Ginger Sugar Scrub from Victoria's Secret, and it was good. It was really good, but the only thing you have to remember is to rinse out your shower or tub afterwards, because you will slip and fall if you don't the next time. It's very oily, but it is very exfoliating. And this Honey Ginger smells really, really good. It's more of a wintry thing, I think. In fact, I got it last winter. But it smells exactly like honey and ginger. And what I find that is different between these Victoria's Secret pink ones and your average Tree Hut one is that the sugar seems to be a lot more coarse. So you're gonna get a better exfoliation if you are looking for something a little more coarse and thick than your Tree Hut one. I think that's everybody's favorite right now. So yes, very good, and yes, I would purchase it again. All right, moving right along is Vaseline Radiant Even Tone with 1% niacinamide. I really love this a lot, and I already have repurchased it, and it took me 3 months to use it up. I love this when I get out of the shower on my legs. I do usually use several different body. I don't use the same one every day. So this one has skin ingredients, the niacinamide, and it smells good. And I feel like in the morning you could still kind of feel it on your legs, which most body lotions you're dry. If you have dry legs, you have dry legs, and in the morning you have to apply it again. So that was the main thing that I've noticed different about this. And I also went through, I think my last 3-month Empties, I had the oil. Yeah, I think I had the oil because I was mixing them both, but it was a smaller container and I just used it up quicker. So yeah, this is at Walmart, I believe. I will have to link it in my description. I think it was like, I feel like it was a little bit on the higher side, you know, for Vaseline products. You know, I remember using that when I was very, very young. I would expect it to be maybe $6 to $8, but I actually think it was more towards $12 or $13. But again, I'll link it in the description. And I did repurchase it. So there's that. All right, this is something I just go through one a month. So this is just the Equate brand Clean Mint mouthwash. I don't use it for mouthwash, technically. I use it and I put it in my water pick. And I use the water pick every day, so I just dilute it and use it in my water pick. And then once or twice a week, just to, you know, keep teeth looking white, I will open it up. I'm the only one that uses it. I'll stick my toothbrush in it and brush my teeth. After I brush my teeth with toothpaste, I'll stick my toothbrush in it and give it a quick brush and not rinse my mouth. So that is how I use that. It's the same as the Crest one, the same ingredients for whitening. It's just that this one is, I think, $3 cheaper. And that is Equate from Walmart. I'm trying to put the Empties in a bag. All right, this is CBD Delta 9. I get this off of, I'm trying to think of the website. I will link it in my description. These just help me sleep, so I just cut one in half and I use this to help me sleep. It is CBD. If you're not interested in using CBD, you know, it's not for everybody. And don't be taking drug tests, because your drug test will come up. Your drug tests come up, from what I've been told, as positive for marijuana, even though it is, I think, a hybrid or something. It comes up as if you were smoking. And so yeah, no drug test. But they are I think they're $25 a container. I already have a backup. I just like to sleep through the night, and that's why I take those. All right, next, I think I've been through like 12 of these already. These are really nice. If you do not like to get keratin treatments, which are like $80 at the salon, they might be more than that. I find that this works really good. It's by L'Oreal. It's just their Wonder Water 8-second. I usually leave it on for a minute. So after you shampoo your hair, you put, there we go. You could see it right here. It has little lines, so it's good for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's good for just like eight uses. So you just use enough to go down, you know, the line, you know, all over your head after you shampoo your hair, and it puts a coating on your hair that you can't feel. And then afterwards, when you blow dry it or you curl it, it locks in the coating. It does very well with heat after you use it, and it just makes your hair look very silky and shiny. $10 at Walmart. I believe they have them at Amazon too. Again, if I could find the links, I will put it in the description to make it easy. Otherwise, just take a mental note. Works really good. I love that stuff. All right, this is a supplement. I am a supplement junkie. I take a lot of supplements, and I find that when I stop taking them just to see if maybe they're not working, I feel different in a bad way. So I'm a big fan of any type of mushrooms. This is mushroom gummies and with lion's mane, and it works. Here's the ingredients. Let's see. It's a calming type of thing, like when you're anxious or if you struggle from anxiety. It just gives you a calm feeling, but not a feeling like you can't do it. You could go about your day, you could still work, you could still exercise, you could do whatever you want, but things don't bother you as much. So if you are moody, if you're going through menopause, yes. But obviously do your own research. This is just a supplement, and it is from Amazon, which I will link into the description if you want to check it out. On days that I forget to take it, I feel like I'm in a mood. So that is why I take it. It just keeps you calm. All right. Next supplement is TMG for longevity. They're clear, and they are good for your heart, good for your liver, good for your well-being, and it gives you a boost of energy and clears foggy. I take it for foggy mind, foggy brain when you are like trying to focus on something while you're working and you can't focus. So maybe ADHD, which I do struggle with. So that's where that comes in, and been taking it since I think January, and we already have a new one, but this is just something once a month I use up. Moving right along, I could do a whole video, and I do plan to do a whole video on this stuff. So I had a DEXA scan 2 years ago that showed that I was high risk for falls and brittle bones, which was very scary because I was 50. I was 50 when I had that DEXA scan. And the reason why I had the DEXA scan is at night, if you're having trouble sleeping and you feel like your bones are hurting, even if you are laying on a soft mattress, if it feels like you're laying like on a wooden plank, then get a DEXA scan. Just go and get a DEXA scan. If your insurance doesn't cover it, it is only $150. My insurance did cover it, but once every 4 years. So they saw that my bones were brittle and I was at high risk for if I fell, I could shatter my bones. They wanted to put me on these shots. I forgot what the name of them was. I'll put it right up here because of the P. But those shots have terrible side effects. And I tried to not stick, I'm not anti-medical or anti-doctor, but I'm last resort doctor. So I will go and get tested for, anything you need to be tested if I have an issue. And I try to find a supplement that will take the place of any pharmaceutical drugs. So thankfully my doctor was okay with, with me feeling that way. And she said, if you don't want to take the shots, be forewarned that your bones are going to just continue to be brittle and deteriorate, and you could, get crippled, which is scary, of course. So I said, no, that's okay. And I stumbled across another YouTuber, and she was saying how this was just God sent, and it's a 2-pack. This you take 4 in the morning, and then you also take 3 of the nighttime one. I did it religiously. It's not cheap. I think it's like $59 off of Amazon. I will link it. Obviously, do your own research. Okay, full circle. I went and got my DEXA scan a couple months ago, and I completely reversed it. I kid you not. The doctor even said, oh, what have you been doing? And I told her about this stuff. It's not FDA approved. She can't recommend it to her patients, but she was kind of mind blown that I corrected my issue. And so my DEXA scan showed that I no longer have brittle bones. So I'm going to continue taking it. I took it for a full year, and then for 12 months. On the 13th month, then I got a DEXA scan again. I did have to pay out of pocket, but that's okay. And my bones are no longer brittle. So what I did is it's vitamin code, Garden of Life, Grow Bone Calcium, but it's not just calcium. It has a whole shrew of stuff. Again, I will link it in the description. I do plan to do a full video on it, so I don't want to, use up all the time talking about it. But if you are middle-aged, senior, if you have a parent that struggles with brittle bones, look into it. That's all I'm saying. So there you go. Moving right along with supplements. I am not on Ozempic. However, I have lost 85 pounds, and I do kind of attribute it to keto/carnivore, but more of a low carb because I do have cheat days. I don't have sugar. I don't have gluten, but I started taking this, and I think it's just the combination of those ingredients. It kills your hunger pangs. It makes you not want to snack, and it just makes you filled up. And this particular cinnamon that's in here regulates your blood sugar. And so that is why I take this. Again, it's not cheap. I think it's like $29, guys. So there's that. All right, let's get out of supplements. I have more supplements here, but I'll wait on that. This is just Dr.Perfect hard toothbrush. Most toothbrushes that you get, the ones that the dentists give you, are soft. The ones that you buy at Walmart and Amazon are generally soft. And I remember growing up not having any cavities, and I used a super hard toothbrush. Now, dentists tell you don't use a super hard toothbrush. I'm convinced they tell you that is because they don't want your teeth getting clean. They're going to lose money from those twice a year cleanings if you don't have any cavities. But again, I kid you not, I was getting cavities. I went back to what they said, fluoride toothpaste, soft toothbrush. My teeth started getting jacked up. I switched back to what I was doing, and with a super hard toothbrush. And now when I get my cleanings, they're asking me, oh, you have less plaque. What are you doing? I'm using a super hard toothbrush like the one I grew up with in the 80s. That's what I'm doing. But again, not for everyone. If you like a soft toothbrush, stay with a soft toothbrush. But this, I did a search for super hard toothbrushes, and I think I did find this one on Amazon. So there's that. All right, skincare. I'm a fan of Lancer. I've been using Lancer for about 5 years now. And I just love it. I love this product. I use this whole line. This is just the Method Cleanse. I do have a full tube of the exfoliator that I'm working through. This is the cleanse. It also comes with the moisturizer, and I use the vitamin C. I use the whole shebang. And this is just one that I finished, a jumbo one. And I think this took me a whole year to get through. This is the largest one that you could buy. Very, very nice cleanse. It's mild, it's lathering good, it smells good, and it has good ingredients. All right, this I will not purchase again. We can't like everything, right? So this is Wow Dream Coat, Color Wow Dream Coat, supernatural spray for your hair. Amazing for humidity and adding texture to your hair. I didn't find that it did anything. And you're supposed to put it before you blow dry it. And I just didn't find that. Really cool nostril, but I think they retail for like $30 or $40. I got it secondhand. I didn't pay that. But yeah, I wouldn't purchase it again. I know a lot of people are a fan of that brand though, so I'm sure it's a good brand. Okay, I went through a bottle of perfume. How about that? So this is Tiffany Co. It is the 3.4 ounce. I have a backup and I'm already using it. This is just a nice, fresh summertime fragrance that will last all day long. Tiffany Co. as a brand, they make jewelry, housewares. They are just a beautiful, beautiful brand. I remember hearing about them in the 80s, and I still smell it. It's just empty, so that is why I'm going to be tossing it, unfortunately. Such a pretty bottle too, but we can't hold on to all these things, right? All right, so here we go. So I have 2 of these. This is what I usually take with that TMG that I already showed and tossed. So you're supposed to, you don't have to, but they recommend you taking that TMG with these. And I wish I would have saved one. These are like a funky fluorescent green color supplement. Again, not cheap, but good for overall health, and that is why I take them. All right, setting spray. I think it took me 2 years to get through this because I use several different setting sprays, but I would repurchase this again, but I'm holding off on repurchasing any setting spray until I use up the other 2 that I have, different brand. But if you're looking for value and something that is going to last, this says 16-hour wear. I don't think I ever leave my makeup on for 16 hours. It's more towards 6 or 7 hours, if that. But this stuff, it's really good. And you get the most bang for your buck. I think this one is $10 at Walmart or Amazon, and it's the largest. It's really large. I don't know of any type of setting spray that you actually get a full 6 ounce. They're usually like 3 ounces or 2.5 ounces. But yes, I would purchase it again. I am a fan. If you find that you are middle-aged, my age, or even younger, and your makeup kind of melts off your face, especially in the summertime, give that Milani one a try. All right, these are Curology. These came from Marshall's, $4.99. And these are emergency spot patch for clusters. I break out with hormonal acne, and it's usually not just one, it's usually a bunch. And normally I was using pimple patches, but when I have just like a cluster, it just kind of, sucks to use all 5 or 6 different patches because those pimple patches are expensive. This was $4.99, and these ones are very big. Did I save one? No, I didn't save one, but Oh, here we go, actual size. They're quite big. They almost look like one of those under eye patches, and you could cover like your whole chin. And in the morning, you peel it off, you put it on dry, fresh skin, you peel it off, and you could see it absorbs all the oils and any type of sebum or anything that you've had. So I am a fan of these. I will link them in the description because this was Marshall's, and when I went back to Marshall's, they didn't no longer have them. So let me check Amazon to see. But you do get 14 patches, which is great. They're big and only $4.99. So that was a good deal. All right, this is Evening Primrose Oil. I like to mix this oil or any oil. It could be primrose oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil. I like to find some sort of vitamin E oil. I like to find some sort of oil and mix it with my body lotion or body cream before bed, just to really let the lotion sink in. That's just the way I've been doing it, I think, since I was a teenager, because my aunt was the one that told me about that. I have like 6 or 7 of these, so I don't need to repurchase it because I actually found a whole bunch. They were $2 at my local thrift store, and the seal wasn't broken. They didn't expire, so I just bought them all. And so I've just been working my way through them. All right, this hair, I got this, goodness, I think I got this last time I was in Florida, so that would have been 2023, I think, 2023. I bought this, I think at Marshall's. The tag is gone. And this is just a boost, it boosts volume at your roots. Oh my gosh, there's a prairie dog right outside my window, so cute. So yeah, this is just 2 Chick Ultra Volume Super Potion Hair Volumizing Styling Booster. Ooh, tongue twister. So how I use this, and I have a lot different brands of this product, but I would repurchase this again. I think it was like $4.99 at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. So you just put 2 or 3 squirts on your slightly damp hair, just on your roots. When you give yourself a blowout, it makes volume at your roots. Now, a lot of people don't like that, but I'm an 80s girl. I love that. So if you were looking for a voluminous hair, if you have short hair and you want some volume up there, that is the way to go. And I think it smells like citrus, and it says family owned and operated since 1979. Oh my goodness, the brand is Giovanni. I have some of that shampoo right now. I didn't realize that was the brand. So yes, I had it and I used it and I liked it. Another mushroom container. Again, this is for 3 months, and that is why I have another one of those. All right, this stuff I didn't like. That's why it is still, it's half full. Okay, so I was influenced by another YouTuber. I got this Lake Rain. They have it at Amazon. They have it at AliExpress, and it's collagen night wrapping mask. So you put this on your face before you go to bed. It dries partially, but it's insanely thick. Can I show you without making a huge mess? I'm gonna put it on this paper coaster because I could just toss it. So it's very, very thick. So I'm gonna show you, oops. I'm gonna show you how thick it is. So there we go. So that goes on your face. It dries a little. It says to put a thick amount on. So that's on your face. If you are a side sleeper, or a stomach sleeper, or any type of sleeper, I didn't want that on my face all night. I tried it 3 different times, and it didn't peel off the way that the videos show. The videos show it peeling off just so nice in one piece. Maybe if you put a super thin, although it says to put apply a thick layer. Apply a thick layer. Yeah, and go to bed. So we're not doing it. I think I paid like $3 or $4, so I don't feel guilty tossing it. Oh, here we go. The little patches of those cluster pimple patches. I guess I just saved the little containers that they came in. You get a pack of 2? Yeah, 2 patches in each one. All right. Toothpaste. I switched my toothpaste. So this was Crest Toothpaste for enamel, and I worked my way through it, and I'm not gonna buy it again because I switched over to a different brand. All right, this is a face cleaner. I would love to purchase this again, but when I went back to Marshall's, they don't have it. It was only $3.99 at Marshall's. I think I had one of these also, just a different scent in my last my last 3-month haul. I will link that one if you haven't seen it in my description. This is just a Magic Star Facial Foam Cleanser, Sweet Strawberry. I love everything strawberry. And so you squirt it, and this is broken, but it's because I used and abused it. But there was like a little scrubber right here. So you squirt it and pump it out, and there's foam that fills that sponge, and then, you know, nothing that you're sharing. You're using it on your own face. Don't share it because it's gonna be touching your skin. And you clean your face like holding on to this, and then you rinse it and you're ready to go. I thought it was pretty brilliant. So I would love it. So I guess the brand is Reggaetol maybe. So yes, I would repurchase that again if I could find it, guys. All right, I used up a mascara. I'm currently using a Colleen Rothschild one that I absolutely love, but it's not waterproof. I do love a nice waterproof mascara. I don't know about you guys, but I find that all mascaras are pretty much the same except for the wand. You know, the wands, either you like that plastic wand or you like the bristle wand. And once you decide what you like, you know, you just grab that. One more bottle of perfume, guys. Ugh, something spilled on it. So this is Carolina Herrera 212 VIP Rose. Would I purchase it again if it was cheaper? I think it retails for like $200, so no, I'm not gonna purchase it again. I've had it for years. I did use it up. Gosh, it smells like a dream. If you like rosy floral fragrances, I mean, it looks like a pill, but it's heavy, and look at that, it's magnetic. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, but I used it up, and if I found it secondhand or something, but yes, I'm not gonna spend that money. All right, vitamin D with K2. Again, I use vitamin D every single day. Most of us are vitamin D deficient. Back in the days we weren't, because we worked outside and we spent a lot of time under the sun. Now everybody is anti-sun, and hence they are not getting their vitamin D. And you can get the vitamin D from the sun. So anyways, this is a supplement. I do both. I'm out in the sun and I take vitamin D. And I do get my vitamin D checked in my blood work twice a year. And since I've been taking that and being out in the sun, it is where it should be. One more bottle of perfume that I used up. I am a fragrant girl, so I do use a lot of perfumes. This is Estée Lauder Modern Muse. It was a little more, I don't know if I could describe a perfume as conservative. It's kind of, it reminds me of a businesswoman, which I am not. So let's just say that. So this is good though. If you work in an office, you don't want to overpower everybody that you work with. You want to smell fresh, where someone's going to be talking to you. They could smell like a tiny scent. So it's a light fragrance, a fresh, light fragrance that's not prone to like give someone a headache. So that's the reason that people would buy this and love it. That's the reason I don't like it. Not that I like getting a headache, but I do just like a more fruity, sweet fragrance, and this is not. But every time I wore it, I got compliments. But you know what? If I don't like it, I'm not gonna wear it. Another perfume, guys. This was from off of TikTok Shop, and I think, I'm not sure where I got it. I'm trying to think. I think I ordered like a bulk of perfumes online, and this came in it. Bupan Love. It was good. It was good. I used it up. All right. I do color my hair once a month, and this is just the little Nice and Easy #3 conditioner that they give you in your hair color. Okay. This was supposed to be so your hair, if your hair is thinning, if you have, I have hypothyroidism, and my hair gets thin because of that, because of my hormones, and that is why I was using this. Did I find it worked? I'm not sure. I'm using Vegamour now, which I find works a lot better. I see the difference. This I didn't really find difference. So it's just, I think this came from like Costco's scalp and hair treatment, color safe. I wouldn't repurchase it again. I didn't find that it really made any difference. All right, getting down there, guys. All right, so let's just do 2 and 2 here. So this is Moroccan oil. These were from Sephora. This was my free birthday gift from last year, and I just used them up, and it's just Moroccan oil. This just smells really good. I should get the bar soap to try. People, that smell, it smells different in a good way. I don't want to say it smells unique or different, because that makes it sound like it's not good. It is good, but it smells different and unique. It does. And a little goes a long way. You could use it on your hair, your skin, and it was just a free birthday gift that I really enjoyed. All right, Lumify, I do use these on days that I do videos, for example. And everybody talks about these. I think if you're on YouTube, you know what this is. It just whitens and brightens your eyes like nothing else. I've been using it for, I think I've been using it for about 8 years. All right. This is just something that turned. This is Milk Makeup Bronzer, and I didn't even know bronzers could turn, but I mean, everything else turns. I don't want to smell it, but it smells like an old clay lipstick, like a lipstick that has turned, and it smells like almost like a dirty Play-Doh. And so I did like it. It was really pretty to contour your chin, contour your nose. You know, it's pretty, but it turned very quickly. I think this was also a Sephora birthday gift from a few years ago. So I just got to throw it out because it's yuck. This is Sunday Riley CEO Vitamin C. I switched over to Lancer and I just had this little sample that I used up. It's good. It is good. But I'm just using a different product now. This is a lip liner called Real Her Expert Advice Lip Liner. And I believe the only reason I don't like I love lip liners, but the reason, now my hands are oily, I can't open it. The reason why I would throw away a lip liner that is practically new or eyeliner, it's the kind that as you're using it, the tip breaks off and you sharpen it, it just keeps on breaking off. So it's kind of just like a faulty one in there, and nobody has time for that, so we're throwing that out. This is Drunk Elephant Vitamin B Intensive Hydration Serum. This was just a sample size that I used up. I'm trying to think, what am I using now? I think I have the big one. I think I have the full size of this now, but I used up that. This was really, really good. This I definitely want to repurchase. I don't remember where I got it though. I'm looking for a brand. It is, what brand are you? Revolution make a glossy fix, and it has the brows and the lashes. So it's a clear brow gel and clear lash. And I liked it because it had a smaller wand on each side, and it has a smaller bristle here, a larger one here, and I just used it clear for my eyebrows. I do color my eyebrows. I know what's really popular right now is light bleached eyebrows with darker hair. I like the contrast of dark eyebrows and lighter hair. It's very unpopular opinion. If you've ever watched that show, Georgie and Ginny or something like that. Georgia and Ginny, I think that was it. The main character, the mom, had like bleach blonde hair with dark black brows. And I'm not blonde, but I loved the way that looked. It was unique in a good way, in my opinion. And I just loved that high-low contrast. And after I watched that show, I don't know, several years ago, I started coloring my eyebrows black because I liked it. Even though I don't have black hair, I have like reddish brown hair. I like the way it looked. So full circle here. What was I getting ready to say here? ADHD, guys. So when I do color my eyebrows, which I usually color them every Wednesday, and I just use the hair color for men, but I get it at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, and one box of, I think it's called beard color. One box of that lasts 3 different times. So almost a month. So $1.25 a month to get your eyebrows done. And you could do your lashes as well. So then you just use a clear eyebrow gel and you don't have to worry about, you know, filling them in and whatnot. Okay, this I do want to purchase the full one, but I'm not going to spend, I think it's like $60 or $70. This is called Matter of Fact brand. 29% acid, furic acid, maritime pine, brightening and firming serum. The very first time I tried this, the next morning, I kid you not, my skin looked so glowy and so much nicer than the previous day. So every time I used this, I just noticed that my makeup looked better, my face looked better. It was really, really good. It comes out like a vitamin C form. It has like a bright orange look. And this is just a sample size, I think, that I got in a beauty kit. But I would definitely comment below if you've ever tried this brand as a whole. Like, is it a good brand as a whole? I have oil all over my hands. Because I definitely want to try more products of this brand. I am using Lancer, but you're always looking for something, well, is there something better, than what you're using? But I did really enjoy this, but I'm just trying to use up what I have before investing in anything else. But a good, new to me brand. I never heard of Matter of Fact. Okay, so this is Buxom Beauty Plumping Lip Gloss. This was just a clear. I also think this came in a beauty kit. I just used it up, and I probably wouldn't buy it again. I usually use colored lip. I usually don't use clear lip, and if I do use clear lip, I have certain ones that I am a fan of, so nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. This is Hourglass Veil, and this is a primer. Again, I didn't notice anything too spectacular. I do prime my face. Hourglass uses glass usually products, and it's a good brand as a whole, a really pretty brand. But this was again a little sample I used up. I didn't not like it, I just have other things. And the last, oh my goodness, we're done. The last is, this is from the Dollar Tree. This is Biotin and Vitamin E Lash Serum. And if you have sparse eyelashes or sparse eyebrows, this is from the Dollar Tree, and I do think it works. So it's like almost like a what's that other one everybody talks about? Revital Lash, which I think is like $80. This is $1.25. I'm not saying it's the same ingredients, it's not. But I do find that my brows and my lashes were thicker while I was using this. I am out, and I think I already have another one though. So that was that. And that's all I have for you guys. Oh my goodness, that was all my empties for the past 3 months. And hello, if you've ever tried any of these things or you're curious and have any questions, I may be able to answer, because I do tend to stick with, you know, the same things, give or take. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope everybody has a good one. Bye-bye.